let's look at me. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Yes, I'm from Tokyo, and I'm just covering the Obama Foundation yesterday. And I would like to hear the memory with President Obama. What was the first contact?
It was very interesting. You know, he's been pretty popular around the neighborhood here. He lives about 5 blocks away. And well, he used to live 5 blocks away prior to presidency. And you know, he was a local gentleman who was around all the time. He would come in here, have breakfast with his colleagues, and he would have breakfast with family and stuff. So when he was elected president, it was a pretty big deal for the neighborhood and for us too, because we saw him, you know, grow up through the ranks in politics. So when he became president, we offered free steak and eggs for everybody.
Oh, really?
We opened up and offered, we have a New York strip with eggs, hash browns, toast.
Oh, really?
Gave it for free. Whoever was here. We had a line outside the door, down the block, around the corner.
Oh, how many people crowded?
Oh, we probably served maybe 1,000,
Wow.
maybe more people.
It's full of...
It was full. Right here, to the wall, to outside, down the block, around the corner. There's a lot of people. Police were over here directing traffic. It was a big deal.
How was during his presidency?
During his presidency, he did come in as well several times. Very, very nice. Very interested in hearing what you have to say. He came in here. I remember the first time he came as president. He walked in and the place was full.
Oh, really?
And everybody jumped up, was going crazy, happy, cheering, clapping their hands. And it took him 45 minutes to get from the door to the to order his food. Yes, because well, again, whatever your political affiliation, he's really popular in this neighborhood. And it's a big deal for the President of the United States to walk into a restaurant that you're eating at or a restaurant that you own.
Did he visit alone or any other?
He actually visited with the then, what was he? The governor, I believe, was, and another couple other political figures. And
with Mr. Obama.
Yeah, there was Pat Quinn.
Oh,
Pat Quinn was who was coming in. So they actually sat and ate together right over there. And you know, he's been in a few times since then too. You know, he's come in. He's had.
Which time mostly to visit? Morning or lunch? Or
technically, he's usually here before like morning times, like before lunchtime usually. The last time he was here as president was his closing ceremony, his farewell speech.
Oh, really?
So it was the last speech he gave as president. He did it at the McCormick Place down the road here. And he sat with Lester Holt here, and he gave the interview. In fact, if you notice, we have a table right over there that was the table that he did his interview on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of that?
We have several things of that day. We were not allowed to take pictures. In fact, it was very tight security. There was about 40, 50 Secret Service people here, front, back, all over.
Did you have some conversation with Mr. President?
I did. He came in. I actually set up the whole thing. I was their point man for the day of the final interview. And I was able to have him come bring my family over here, and he came in and he met my family, shook hands, said a few words, took a picture. And in fact, that picture that you see up on the wall there was with the staff that was here and served him that day, because we served him. We actually served him a baked chicken dinner right before his speech. So it was interesting.
Yes, it's a brilliant day, right?
Yeah.
And after his presidency, the world has been a little changed, especially in political situation. How do you see the current situation?
The current political situation, yes. I think, is it's a little versatile at the moment. You know, it's like the country is run in such a way that I think will continue to run that way, no matter who the president is. Unfortunately, at the moment, the president that's in there is not very popular, and he hasn't received a lot of great feedback, and the media's on him. Depending on your political affiliation, everyone has different feelings. Only thing I can do is hope for the best always. He is our president now, and I hope he does well.
Oh, really? But now I'm from Japan because I'm just regarding about nuclear weapon issues, and now it's facing the hard time between the relationship between North Korea and other world, just like U.S. and Japan. Maybe President Obama is focusing on terminating the nuclear weapons, right? But the current situation is different, right? Opposite direction. How
Yeah.
do you see this situation?
You know, I think that in something so detrimental to human lives, I think it's not going to be all up to one president to make the decisions. I think it's going to be a collaborative affair where they put their heads together and figure out what the best point of action is going to be. Of course, the president is going to make, the current president is going to make the final call, but again, when human lives are at stake, I don't think it should be in the hands of one individual, as we see in certain instances where, you know, one individual wants to cause harm on many people for whatever the reasons. It would be a real big shame if we lost lives, because most people care about other people and other human beings, and it would be a shame to see a lot of loss of lives like that.
By the way, have you seen the TV show about when the President Obama visited the Hiroshima last year?
I did not see that, no.
But you
see
really?
I know that he did, yeah.
And do you think how about the relationship between Japan and this kind of issue?
Well, I mean, as far as relationship with any country goes, I would hope that, you know, we could actually be peaceful, and there's going to be conflict no matter what in every relationship, a personal relationship or a political relationship. There's always going to be some type of conflict because there's differences of opinions. But I think that there can always be a peaceful resolution behind everything, and there needs to be some understanding on both parties, and hopefully you can make it as equal as possible, and we can all live on this earth and try to enjoy everything it's given us and take care of the earth as well as it's going to try to take care of us. You know, I mean, we are people. People make mistakes. People, you know, we make some bad decisions sometimes, but hopefully in the end we can all make it happen peacefully.
But President Trump mentioned about foreign policy, just like in former presidents, just like Obama, Bush, and Clinton. The foreign policy is mistaken. He said that. How do you think about that?
I don't think he did his due diligence in reading exactly what the foreign policy entails. There's a lot of brilliant minds in this world. There's a lot of brilliant minds in this country, and they put them all together. I just don't think that he's given it the correct attention that is needed. It's very overwhelming for a one man to jump into a position like that, especially somebody like President Trump, who has gone from a business venture into a political venture overnight. I think that there's a lot at stake, or a lot out there that he still needs to be aware of before making that decision. And I think he needs to listen to other people rather than taking his own opinion as, you know, as the main decision.
I guess that you really understand the character of the President Obama, and maybe he's now in struggle, something like more liberal, more comprehensive, Democrat, something like that. If you have a chance to talk to him, what kind of advice to President Obama right now?
I think the advice I would give to him is to try to make some kind of collaborative effort with the current president and get some other presidents, ex-presidents together to try to help out what's going on. You know, nobody likes to see missiles go flying around. No one likes to see lives being taken, children, and anybody. I mean, even a man or a soldier. Why do we have to go through such extremes? You know, so I mean, sometimes war is inevitable because of other people's strong opinions, but unfortunately, we see much more of that than we should. You know, these days, especially, even in Chicago, from a local standpoint, there's too many murders, too many deaths, and I think we need to respect each other more as people and human beings, and understand that, you know, we're all here for the same purpose. We're brought into this world with, with a hope of doing something good and changing the world for the better, rather than
And so when Mr. and Mrs. Obama established the Obama Foundation this city, and do you want to collaborate or do you cooperate with this foundation in the future?
I think that we ended up in the foundation. I think they set it up for the betterment of society in any point that it may be. I do appreciate the things that they are doing. I do appreciate anybody who sets something up for the betterment of people, and I'm for it. I'm pretty happy with their establishment.
Good, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And could you show me the menu which you present over your store?
Of course, of course.
Okay, let's put out.
Take that out.
And I'd like to film the scene of cooking.
No problem.
Okay.
Didn't contribute anything. I'll take my share. My mother made me give it over. Well, come on, you tried to go.
Yeah. That's how it goes when you know that.